In this next chapter of our journey through the Valley Relics Museum in Van Nuys, we're diving into Southern California's legendary car culture, from retro rides to historic hot rods and the stories that fueled them. Buckle up, because we're cruising through time once again, right here on Nikki Pursuit.
Now, in regards to the cars, are there any personal favorites among you guys as staff or visitors?
You know, it depends on who you talk to.
Yeah.
It depends on who you talk to. I mean, like the Mustang, it's literally on the cover of a Van Nuys Boulevard book. Not that actual car, but that same model. You know, so I think people will find that there's something they like, and that the nudie car is unique.
Yeah.
A lot of people weren't aware of him, and the truth is, having the nudie car here, raised awareness of him as a tailor and all the outfits that he did, and also the fact that he was here in the Valley.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now, I know you briefly talked about maintaining some aspects of your museum. How do you go about maintaining and preserving the cars and keeping them in running condition?
Well, we try to keep them on battery chargers so that the battery doesn't die. And we try to drive them every now and again.
Yeah.
Take them around the block, warm them up, and we have a mobile mechanic that comes down, takes a look at them probably every month or so.
There you go. Are there any challenges in sourcing authentic parts for these vehicles?
There can be. It just depends on how long you want to wait.
Yeah.
Sure. It's the business triangle: good, cheap, fast. It's just if you don't mind ordering, some widget for, a '77 Camaro from Pennsylvania that's going to be here on, UPS ground. It's stuff is resourceable, especially with these cars.
Of course.
Some older cars, if you got a 1923 Bentley, yeah, good luck. But these, they're fairly readily available, and especially like, Pontiac, a GM product, a Ford product. There's clubs and there's places to source.
And I know a lot of like you're mentioning with the bigger models, a lot of them even remake and make it look like the authentic part.
Oh yeah, no, and sometimes the remanufactured parts are better than the real one. I have a 57 Thunderbird, and the clock in there would kill the battery.
Yeah.
So we put a quartz clock in, but it looks the same.
Yeah.
Don't care. And it's not that level of car where it's like a 1 of 5 Aston Martin that, a guy's going to judge it with a straw hat and a blue jacket. It's like, I got a quartz clock in my car. I'm good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not going to kill the battery.
And it runs. And it works. Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone interested in starting their own classic car collection?
Buy what you like and buy what you can afford. If you're handy and you have the metal, I think everybody should do a car at least once. Mm-hmm. I haven't done a full restoration on a car, but I've done up 3 cars. Yeah. I did up the Volkswagen, redid the interior with metal paneling and all electrics on it. I had a Triumph that I redid, and I rebuilt the carburetors and put it, changed the windshield out, monkeyed with it. Mm-hmm. And of course the Thunderbird is an ongoing project, but that's more of a restoration and keep it running thing. And this last year I did a 1950 Ford shoebox.
Wow.
Yeah. So I can get you pictures of that. It had lead work that was done on it by a guy named Masterson, who was a protege of like the Barris guys.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine had the car, and he wasn't driving it. It wasn't running. His brother had passed away. It was sort of a personal thing with him. Been sitting for 6 or 7 years. And I kept bugging him. He finally sold it to me, and I got it running, so he got to see it running. I put side pipes on it. But yeah, if you've got the metal, do a car once. If not, buy one that's restored, because there'll be plenty of stuff you got to do to keep it running.
Oh yeah. And it's fortunate for you guys. You guys have the mobile mechanic. Yeah. If you're not handy, you want to make sure no one's, pulling your finger with the wrong thing. Some people just don't know what they're getting. Yeah. In regards to mechanic work.
Well, no, we have the good mechanic. There's one in town here, a really good mechanic named Dodge Brothers. Mm-hmm. They're in Granada Hills on Chatsworth Street. They've been there for 40 years or something. Yeah. And I won't let anyone touch my Thunderbird except them.
There you go.
I mean, I took it to Galpin Auto Sports and had them do a ceramic coat and the paint work, but mechanical stuff, electrical stuff, Tony Dodge and the Dodge brothers are the best.
There you go. And then if you can add any dream car to the museum, what would it be and why?
I had this discussion with Tommy when we talked on the phone a while back, and both of us said the same thing. We would love to have a Barris car. If we could get like a real Batmobile or a Munster coach or Dragula, or I mean, to me, it's just like, if I could pick those Barris cars, I would have the Monkey Mobile, I would have Dragula, I would have the Munster coach.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be just great. I mean, as close as we come now is we actually have a Munster's lunchbox that's signed.
There you go.
That was one of my donations. I donated my lunchbox collection.
Do you guys have any personal association, either you or Tommy, towards the vehicle? Or is it just...
Well, no, I mean, Tommy has some Barris stuff here because, I mean, everybody knows him. He's the guy. Yeah. He's the guy that can rescue stuff. And, but yeah, no, there's no like relationship where we're going to actually get one because, I mean, they're worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
But, if somebody wanted to put one in here for a while,
you guys
we would take it. We're in the process of trying to get something together with Galpin because they're just down the street and they have some fantastic cars.
Okay.
We would love to have them put something here for a couple of weeks.
There you go.
Yeah.